Okay, so we've been focusing on matters of the heart this week leading up to Valentine's Day. Today, our focus turns to our diet.
New research shows why you may want to start adding more blueberries to your diet, especially women after menopause. Researchers say a cup of blueberries a day can reduce blood pressure and arterial stiffness, which may then cut the risk of cardiovascular disease.
Now, let's add something else to that heart-healthy list. Avocados. A new study shows that just one avocado a day could keep the bad cholesterol away. Researchers looked at 45 healthy, overweight, or obese adults who followed several different cholesterol-lowering diets. They found that people who ate an avocado every day had lower levels of bad cholesterol, which contributes to plaque in the arteries and can lead to heart attack or stroke. So what is it about avocado? Medical experts say there's fiber in the fruit. Yeah, it is a fruit. There are also certain types of sugar that have beneficial effects on insulin. You just don't want to overdo it.
Just like with nuts, is that they are highly calorically concentrated or dense, so that a single avocado is more than 300 calories.
Now, people in the study who followed the avocado diet also improved their total cholesterol and triglycerides. The National Institutes of Health and the Hass Avocado Board funded that study.
Well, Jimmy, that just touches on the foods that we should be incorporating into our diets. And guess what? They're foods that don't have to be bland or boring.
Even better. But there are also foods and drinks that we need to be careful with if we want our ticker to stay in tip-top shape. So, joining us today to tell us more is Dr. Melinda Cecil, who's the registered dietitian and director of dietetics at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Thank you so much for coming in with us,
Well,
Dr.
thank
Cecil.
you for having me again.
So, why do you think that we are seeing now so many people that are having heart issues?
Well, we're still in a food toxic environment where we're surrounded with all sorts of food messages. And if you eat on the run and you're going to fast food restaurants, while you can eat healthy there are a lot of higher fat foods. And also we're not exercising as much. So these are two things that can contribute to heart disease.
And you mentioned fat, and it's like a four-letter word, but there are healthy fats, aren't there?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And those healthy fats are the ones that are mono and polyunsaturated. So the best way to determine if they're healthy is how hard are they at room temperature.
Okay.
And so things that are very hard at room temperature tend to be more saturated, and they're the ones that are going to raise the bad cholesterol in your blood.
So this list is good things, right?
Absolutely,
Vegetable
yes.
oils, peanut
Yep.
butter, nuts, seeds, tuna, and salmon.
Right.
Okay. And you're going to help us make a recipe that involves some good fat, right?
That's right.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, this is what I call a vibrant avocado salad. And it starts with our spinach, which we know is a heart-healthy food because it has good fiber, but it's got folic acid in it and other color and pigments that help to protect our heart.
Okay.
We've got blueberries we're going to add.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and put them in.
Just go for it?
Yep,
gonna
we're
go
just
ahead
going to
and
go
assemble that
for it.
salad?
And we've
Blueberries
already
are going-
talked
all of them?
about, and of course they have wonderful phytonutrients in them that protect the heart.
Right.
We've got some walnuts, which have wonderful healthy fats.
Love walnuts.
So we've got some chopped walnuts.
Yes.
And we've got our avocados that we've already talked about. And
Always a
again,
good thing.
they're a great source of healthy fat.
Yes.
Now they're high in calories, so you don't want to overdo them, but they still are very good.
Okay.
We've got some red onion, and onions are good.
I'm liking
And
this
they
already.
add
We haven't even
wonderful
mixed it up
flavor.
yet. Whoop.
And we've got a little bit of feta cheese.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, you did put all the good stuff in there today,
That's
didn't you?
right.
Did.
And
My
we will
goodness.
end it with a dressing.
A dressing.
A dressing.
Yes,
Should I go ahead and
which
start mixing it, or do you want me
is
to?
an olive oil based, which again is another healthy monounsaturated fat.
Okay.
And the beauty is you can just, when you make your own dressings, you can just make them to your taste.
Now, one thing that's not in here is protein. Can we put some protein in there?
Absolutely.
And how do you suggest that?
I suggest any lean meats, either smoked or regular salmon.
Yeah.
Tuna is an excellent source. You can add beans. Again, kidney beans are a great source of fiber which protect the hearts, and even eggs.
An egg. Now, wait a minute.
That's right.
Are eggs bad for us?
Well, you know, eggs are high in cholesterol.
Yeah.
But 40 years of research has confirmed that the cholesterol in eggs for most Americans
Right.
doesn't hurt your blood lipids. And so most people can eat at least one egg a day.
Awesome.
that?
All right, so
And
what else
you
can
don't
we
even have to throw out the yolk. You
Is there
can keep
something
the whole
else that we
egg.
can eat that will help lower our cholesterol?
Yes, fiber foods that are soluble fiber.
Okay.
Such as oats.
Oatmeal.
Uh-huh.
Yep, and oatmeal.
What about Cheerios? We see all those ads saying that it lowers your cholesterol. Is
That's
that
right.
true?
That is true, but there's a caveat to it.
Oh.
Oatmeal has something called beta-glucans in it, which are the soluble fiber that act kind of like a sponge, and
Right.
they soak up the extra cholesterol in your blood and
Okay.
take it out instead of it getting recycled.
Right.
The problem is the Cheerios. They only supply 1 gram of this soluble fiber per serving, and
Yeah.
you need about 3. So you'd have to eat 3 servings of toasted oat cereals a day, or about 2 1/4 cups.
So I'd need a bowl
okay.
of cereal about like
Right.
this every morning too.
But there is good news.
Yeah?
The good news is they're not the only foods that supply that fiber.
Oh, there's other things we can do.
Carrots,
Okay.
beans, barley, you know,
Yeah.
all sorts of things. So again,
Something like a carrot that we can grab quickly.
that's right. That's right. Or
Yeah.
your 3-bean
Liking it.
salad.
Okay.
Or if you like barley soup, you know.
Now let's talk about bad fat. We talked about the
Okay.
good fat, which is in our salad.
Right.
What are the bad fats?
Well, the bad fats are those trans fats and the saturated fats. Trans fats are the ones where you see the word hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated on the label, and of course the saturated fats are the ones, as I said before, they're solid at room temperature.
And these are some of the foods: red meat, butter,
exactly.
cheese, ice cream,
Wait a minute.
processed
Yes,
foods.
can be right.
What about the people that absolutely need red meat?
Okay, if you need red meat, because perhaps you're anemic, you need the iron and
Right.
B vitamins, you go for the leaner cuts, the London broils,
Oh,
the
okay.
rump, you know, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And again, moderation. You don't want to eat it every day.
Yeah.
But again, lean red meats can fit into a very healthy diet.
So give me some examples of red meats that might be more healthier than others.
Like I was saying, your London broil, your rumps, those kinds of things, your and those are good lean meats. Your porterhouse, your prime cuts are going to be much higher in fat. You'll see the marbling.
You want to avoid that
Marbling
marbling.
stuff.
And then when you get to the ground beef, you're going to choose a ground beef that's lower in fat, like your 97%, or ground sirloin. But if the price tag's a little too high, what you can do is, as you cook your ground beef, you just keep pouring off that fat as you cook it, and you end up with a very lean ground beef.
Okay.
There you go.
So
Like
we can't avoid, if we can't avoid red meat. What does that bad fat do to our body?
What it does is it raises these bad cholesterol, the LDLs. And of course that forms the plaque in our arteries, causes them to close, and of course that leads to heart disease. And there's also some concern that maybe it lets our arteries become more stiff so they don't expand. And of course, if they're not as flexible, that means that if you do have a clogged artery,
There's
they
a big
don't.
problem right there.
That's right.
So do you have problems with drinks?
Well, caffeine can, speed your heart up.
Right.
And so that can be a concern. Decaffeinated beverages, green tea can be healthy, and there's decaffeinated green tea because there is still a little caffeine in tea. But definitely watching the caffeine, and I don't recommend caffeine for youngsters,
Right.
All right, so we're going to take a little taste of this
Was I supposed to mix this up?
Now,
Because I
have
never
you
mixed
mixed?
it.
No, you
I didn't
have to
mix.
use my-
we gotta
Let me-
mix
let me
it.
mix for
And I'll
quick.
just let you know that
So I
if
got
you want
these
this
cool
recipe,
things
it's
here.
online at WBOC.com on our new website.
Great.
Oh, you're going to love our new
Yeah,
website.
I got an avocado
Okay.
here, so I'm going to grab a little bit of spinach to go with it.
I got a blueberry.
And you got,
I'm liking the looks of all these things as we're putting
I'm
them
like
in.
that dressing. I'm going to do that recipe from you. Oh,
Well, and again, you can make it your own. You can add more or less vinegar depending on what your personal tastes are. I've added poppy seeds. Some people like chia seeds. Some people, like sesame. You can really make it your own.
and again, it all comes down to moderation.
That's
Melinda,
correct.
thank you
you
so
so
much.
Well, you're
Good
very
information.
welcome.
And for more information on what Dr. Cecil discussed today, go to WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page. A big part of keeping up our health is staying away from germs. Up next, we hear about the germs you share while smooching. You may never kiss again.
Wait. It's not all bad. After that, we're going to hear 8 health benefits to kissing. Guys, you need to know these.
Well, we all share a lot of love this time of year, but maybe it's the love of friendship. Up next, we hear why your friends could not only make your life happier, but also longer.
But first, we covered food that's healthy for our heart, but Dr. Oz, says there's also plenty of food that can boost your brain.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oz. Keeping your brain healthy isn't hard, so here's some food for thought. Your brain is about 60% fat, so you need to feed it fat, the healthy kind, like omega-3s. Now, they're found in flax seeds and walnuts and fish like salmon, mahi-mahi, and tuna. Or you can try a supplement. I recommend 600 milligrams DHA omega-3 daily.